What's going on, guys? We still have a whole lot of nothing today, but we're going to look at a few things. Obviously, after 3 weeks extra with UPS or USPS having Prime and Tony, and now over 20 days waiting on our pump for R2D2, we're going to look at Tony Hawk version 2 here. That one has officially sold, paid for. It is on its way to its new home. 244 grand total, rounded up from like 243 and 50 some cents. Now we're not going to do that with Prime because it looks like we have ourselves another person that just wanted to make sure no one else got it. And yeah, eBay may give you 4 days to pay, but it looks like they tried to do auto pay and it declined. And in my opinion, if you do not at least message me, or especially if I message you first and you don't even reply after 48 hours, which will be in a few hours from now, I'm going to take it down and relist it. There's just no reason to bid on something that you don't even have money for. Anyway, so that one, it will not be an auction if it does get relisted, just like we did on Ruby Red. That one actually had no bids at $750, so we just reposted it at Buy It Now for $1,000, and it sold immediately. So, but that is part of the reason when I relist it as just a Buy It Now, if there was no bids. Well, if no one bid on it at $700, why are you putting it at $1,000? The main reason, if I relist it, I'll try to do a higher Buy It Now, is one, to give the other bidders who wanted a chance at it to at least see that it's been relisted. You know, if I just relist it again for what the auction went for, about $410, you know, someone might just buy it immediately, which there's nothing wrong with that, but I will probably relist it at around $550 or best offer, just like I said, to give other people a chance to see it's been relisted, that had asked me about it, and doesn't necessarily mean I have to get that amount. That's why I always do or best offer when I do Buy It Now listings. R2D2, this pump. I'd always talked about mod my mods, but I'm going to be honest, it's getting hard to defend them. I think the only thing they literally actually have in stock is tubing. That's the only thing I've gotten a few days after ordering. Other stuff I've ordered from them, radiator, whatnot, you know, it's a week, at least a week goes by, and then it's like, hey, is it getting shipped out? Oh, we had to source it from our manufacturer. And it's like, okay, well, then it shouldn't say in stock. And I had already messaged them like a week ago saying, hey, what's going on? It's been like 2 weeks. And they're like, well, we should get it early next week. Well, today is Thursday, and I don't think it's early in the week anymore. It's been over 20 days. They said maybe 7 to 14, which is still, yeah. And I haven't even gotten an email back yet, so it's getting kind of annoying. And unfortunately, I could have ordered it from a number of other places. I ordered it from them because even with shipping, it was like $5 cheaper, so I went for it. But we'll see about that. Now, Kylo, I think a lot of the decals and other things we have should be here like tomorrow, if not the day after. So we can get that Infinity Mirror finished up and hopefully get this one all together and ready to go. And then today we can also at least do part of R2 so that it's ready for when we ever get that dang pump. So, as I said, we're still waiting on that top piece here and the decals, but looks like all that stuff should be here within a day or two. And then the R2D2, like I said, we're just waiting on that pump. Even though we have this one, not going to use the 3500 series pump. It's just too loud. There's no disk drive in this one. The fan on the radiator is pretty much silent. I don't want to hear the little buzzing pump there. So hopefully that shows up soon. Now, since I got this back, I still haven't even plugged it in yet. Got this back for my modder. We should probably plug it in, make sure everything's good after getting shipped back. And then we can, I guess, at least start putting the water block on here. And then we also have, since I already had a blue ring of light, but he already took the LEDs off of this one. And I'm like, oh, you know what? I do have a blue one. So he put the red ones on here for me, which we'll be putting on the Kylo Ren one. I also ordered a bundle off of eBay. I was honestly hoping to wait till I got paid for this one before ordering some extra stuff, but I had the idea with our leftover pink components from the Ghost shell that we're not putting on the Kylo Ren build, since we're using some of the black trim mixed in there, as well as that back piece here. And I just had the idea of picking up, another cheap Slim, not even modding it, just like we did with the glow-in-the-dark Xbox Slim, which is kind of the leftover parts from the bigger build. And yeah, just kind of sold it as a extra bundle. And I thought, it'd be cool to mix this with white components. So I went and found a original white 360 Slim. Great deal on it, fully working, looked like to be in decent condition. It also came with a whole bunch of games, as well as 4 controllers, which I've already been looking for a good deal on a little bundle of controllers, because these are all I have left here. And this one's obviously for Prime, that one's for Kylo, that one's for R2-D2, and this one's for Vader, and this one would be for Yoda. However, we might have to completely start that build over in terms of the actual board itself. It just seems to have a fault that we can't figure out. But we also have another one of these shells with the yellow buttons and lights over here, but I don't have a controller to put it on. And then I do want to order, honestly, just every color they have of these, have a whole line of them, and maybe just sell those by themselves. At least some of them. I still want to include like a green one with this one if we ever get figured out. I also had plans to use the chrome yellow one for one of the builds, which I'm now thinking the Bumblebee build. I talked about that in the previous build. Another duo combo that we're going to be working on pretty much right after we get rid of this one and finish these guys up, which will be the extra Autobot faceplate I've got over here. So this is, I've already got the Bumblebee on there, and I believe I already ordered a Decepticon version. Then we'll probably put the Barricade insert into that one. So we'll have a Bumblebee versus Barricade one, and it'll probably be more like kind of the turbo build. We'll do some car stuff in there. Maybe we'll do a big, one of the turbo fans on one of these, but we'll do obviously, a little Camaro model or something, or the Bumblebee on the inside like we did with Prime, and just other, carbon fiber components or stuff like that. And Barricade, obviously, red and blue lights, cop car style stuff inside that one. And just, kind of pretty similar stuff. And we'll see about incorporating some of the Ghost case stuff we have. Who knows? We'll see. Xbox One. I remembered after cleaning some stuff that I still had the other mod plate for the original Xbox One, like we did on the Forza Motorsport build. And so I'm like, I should probably look for, turn this up a little bit, another cheap Xbox One that we can do, put that mod plate on with the custom fan, just kind of a simple flip. However, I had an old client of mine that bought one of the first systems on that list on the whiteboard. They have an original Xbox One, and they want it water-cooled with kind of a Halo theme on there. So I pretty much have all the components I would need to water-cool that one, so we're getting that set up. Hopefully we'll have a fun little build there. Now, I also put the extra clear coat on the rest of this shell we painted. So this one's got the glossy clear coat over top. Bottom piece here is still my favorite piece. Looks even better with that gloss clear coat over top. This one is also fully glow in the dark. And then before adding clear coat on these two, I actually added some more blood splatter. I want to try to hide a little more of that failed raindrop effect on the front here. But I just think it looks really cool. You can still see that metallic flake through the blood. And it gave me an idea for another paint job one day of doing something like this, but instead of blood splatter, actually covering the whole thing in one of the anodized paints. So like this, but on the whole thing. I think that's pretty cool. And the top piece was the only one I didn't do gloss. I did the matte finish. But I don't know, let me know, should I do the gloss on that one. I just really like how it looks matte on there. So, what should I do with these? Got all these extra painted shells. This one might need a little bit of wet sanding to finish off. We do still have this one here, which is also fully glow in the dark and UV reactive. Should I just sell these shells as is? Does somebody want one of these? I don't know what else to do with them. Obviously these are left over from when we had the cyberchrome shells, so I have 2 PS3 shells here. I also had the idea with this top one here. Since this one stopped working, and apparently they canceled my order of the special edition one I ordered, that I was going to throw all this stuff on, but I almost feel like I could fit that motherboard inside of one of these PS3 shells, and it'll be an Xbox One inside a PS3. That could be interesting. Also started to go through and see where we were at with the PSPs here. I know this was my personal one. I know I took the good screen off of this one to put on the last one that we sold, so I'll need a new screen on that one. This is the 2000 series with some speakers on the back. I kind of just want to refurbish that one so it's not held together with electrical tape on the back. And then this is a 3000 series that we tried to kind of refurbish. Somebody already had some clear stuff on there. I don't remember where I'm at with this one. I know I had it all together and something wasn't working. I think it might have also had a bad screen or something like that. So yeah, should I start selling some just custom painted shells, or do you think we can actually use this for something? One thing that does come to mind for some reason is like Jurassic Park. I don't know, maybe we can pick, I know this is a non-HDMI, we could just pick up a cheap one, throw it in here, put some lights and stuff. Not everything has to be modded. Some people do just want a custom system, and I do try to have stuff at different price points, hence why I mentioned the other Slim that we picked up that we don't plan on doing RGH or anything like that. It'll just be, you know, cool looking on the outside, functional on the inside. And lastly, I know I had at least someone ask about the PS4. His dad did finally give me $40 to go ahead and order that Blu-ray drive, which I was going to do anyway, and yeah, it was just kind of up to him if he wanted to repair it and take it back, or try to sell it, put it towards PS5. I know he's had like a PS5 controller for some reason for like a year, but I don't know, that was weird. Anyway, yeah, I just convinced him. I mean, selling this as is, a non-functional PS4, original PS4, you'd be lucky to get $50 from it. But even just spending the $40 to replace that drive and have it fully functional, if you do want to sell it, you could probably get triple that. A little weird setup going here. I didn't want to take this apart at all, so I just threw this 200mm fan on top so we got some airflow while we turn this on and make sure it's good. Not that it should get that hot, just turning it on real quick. I did put the faceplate from Kylo on here, just so we can see what that looks like with our red lights. I also put the SSD from Kylo in there. So right off the bat, it looks like we have a fading LED. Pretty cool. I already synced up our controller. Found out it has a bad analog stick. Very cool. There you go. Obviously no disk drive, but there's the... Went ahead and plugged the speaker in just to try it out. And yeah, everything seems to be ship shape here, except for this controller for Kylo Ren. Apparently we have a pretty bad thumbstick here, and now that I feel it, I think this was just the last one I had left, and I put this together, whether it worked or not, just so we had an idea of what I wanted it to look like when it was done. I wanted to show something. I just unplugged it, and I'm pretty sure it did something different when I first plugged it in. Alright, well, anyway, I don't know. When I first plugged it in, they all 4 lit up, and then 1 disappeared, then 2, 3, 4. It did this cool little sequence. I don't know, maybe it's because it was just unplugged for long enough. Pretty much all I was going to do for now. I'll work on getting this apart and get it ready for the water block, and hopefully we get some stuff in here in the next day or two to finish at least the Kylo Ren build and get the R2-D2 one finished as well, hopefully. Now I'll probably keep the 500 gig SSD in the Kylo Ren build, and I think I kind of want to get a full 1 terabyte for the water-cooled ones, aka R2-D2 and Darth Vader. And yeah, like I said, luckily we got that bundle coming, so I got some more controllers. Let me know what you guys think about me just like doing some of the extra Supreme wireless shells and just selling some of those by themselves, or same thing with the shells, if I should do some more random paint stuff on the extra shells and just sell those as is, or should we do a build with that? Let me know. Last thing I wanted to bring up is the YouTube revenue kind of stuff, which I make absolutely zero as of now, but I am trying to get to that point. It would be nice to have, you know, not necessarily charge on stuff like this. I mean, obviously I'd have to buy parts, and if somebody wants a build, they're going to have to pay for parts as well. But in terms of like the labor costs, you know, I would rather just do it for free. I like doing this stuff. But I would have to kind of make some money elsewhere. So that being said, the criteria is pretty ridiculous. You have to have a certain amount of watch hours within like a year, which I'm not that worried about. I'm actually pretty close on that, but you have to have like 10 million shorts views within 3 months, which I think the only opportunity there would be to have one that goes viral or something, because they do get more views than my normal videos, usually 500 to 1,000, but I would have to post like 100 a day, and I'm not trying to just post a whole bunch of like the same video over and over or anything dumb like that. I already post ridiculous stuff, so yeah, I don't know. We're gonna try it. We're gonna try to keep up on doing more shorts, especially if I don't have something for like a full video. Like maybe we get these stickers in here, just do a short on getting the infinity mirror together. Obviously, I would still like to do a full build video, you know, showing like the whole thing and stuff like that. But I don't know. We'll give it a shot. I was hoping these guys would be a little more famous, but you know, you have like 38 views, so I guess cats aren't the way to go. We'll stick to Xboxes. Last thing. I've been rambling so much. It has officially been over 48 hours since the end of the auction on Prime. I'm going to go ahead and relist it. So yeah, let's do that right now. Alright, Prime has been relisted. I was going to show the process, but I did it on my phone, and I'm using my phone, so there she is. It is back up. Just did a buy it now, $5.55 or best offer. Obviously, not trying to even get more than what the auction went for, but put it a little higher, as I said, to give other people a chance to see that it has been relisted. So, yeah, there we go. With the controller up here, of course. I guess I'll stop talking now until we get some more stuff in the mail. Like, comment, subscribe.